back, guys. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Your girl is moved. I got so much stuff to tell y'all. So much exciting things have happened. I'm so pleased with the place that I'm living in. It's very, very nice. I am so glad y'all are with me today. And I got more information on moving. I got some resources for you guys. I got some information. I have an experience that I also want to share with you. So you know me, y'all. I like to get right into it. So let's make sure you're straight. You straight. I got my handy dandy notes so that we do not miss a thing. You understand? So I don't know why my screen keeps getting dark, but I'm sure you can see me. Anyway, I want to report that it's still loud. Look. First, let me go back and say welcome to my new people. I'm so glad you're here with me. I hope to give you valuable information, resources, and tools that you can use to make your move, whether it be to Merida, Mexico, or anywhere in Mexico, or anywhere abroad. Believe me when I tell you, there is a place for you. You can indeed escape the U.S. BS. I want to implore with you that you make sure that you're running to something and not from something, because we're going to get into that too a little bit later, because I got some emails from you guys and you seem to be running from something, and that makes you prone to emotional decisions in lieu of wise ones. So we're going to get into that before we wrap up this session, but we're going to go ahead and talk about this move, y'all. I am here with no echo. I am on the west side of Merida, where I had never even seen or been. I learned that there's not many expats on this side of Merida. A lot of expats end up going north for some reason. I think it's related to America's history, if you know what I'm saying, escaping north. So this is to let you know there are plenty of areas in Merida. I went to Grand Santa Fe. I want to thank my subby who mentioned that. It was actually on my list of places to look. And I went out there and it's beautiful. It's serene. It's very Americano. And I don't really want to experience that. Now, this is just me, y'all. I want the full flavor of Mexico. I want the vendors coming down my street. I want the watermelon man. I want the postre. The man come down selling. Y'all, it's so hard to say thin and lose weight here. I'm going to warn you now, because they got good food coming to your door. And I like this experience of the Mexico or Mexican lifestyle, the service that we receive in lieu of things or instead of things. So I like it when they come down my street with the ice cream. Even if I don't get it, I like the option of them daily coming through the neighborhood. So when you stay in these neighborhoods inside the city limits of Merida, you will see that you will get all of these beautiful things that come with living in this country. The vendors, the colors. When you move out a little further, it gets more cookie cutter. And most of the houses, and the traditional houses in Merida, in the neighborhoods, are the beautiful greens, pastel colors, and purples, and pinks, and oranges. It's just amazing. And to me, it's what the flavor of Mexico is all about. I don't want cookie cutter, but if you want cookie cutter, townhouses, baby, they got it. It's a place for you here. So that's the one thing I like about staying within the city limits. I did like a house that I looked at in Coquel, right in the Grand Santa Fe area. However, it was too quiet. I need a median, y'all. I need to be in the median. I need not too loud, not too quiet, somewhere in the middle. If it's too quiet, yeah. And if it's too loud, yeah. I like that middle flavor. So I think, and I've only been here a week, but I think that I have found it here on the west side. Now, trucks. I live behind a trucking company. It's actually some type of industrial complex. So they're over there producing some type of materials. I'll find out and let you guys know. However, the actual part where they do the work is on the front side. I'm on the back side where they park the trucks. So it's no movement on my side. There's nobody in the back of me which is awesome. Now, the front streets are busy, but I've told y'all before, Merida, Mexico is loud. You will not be able to escape it. Just different decibels, different degrees. And I'm liking, as y'all can hear, I can still hear the birds, this decibel. So I get a bus coming through. I get trucks coming through in the morning and in the evening. We do have a rush hour. Shout out to people who are on my blog and email list. If you guys have not joined my email list, they got all this information on Wednesday. I was supposed to put a video out yesterday. However, I had people come service my AC units. Y'all, they sprayed them out, put solution in them to make sure that no geckos or anything got in them and made a nest or made a home. So I'm very pleased with that. So I digress. So this side of town is very good. Like I said, I have a couple of buses passing, but I don't hear it because it keeps going. They move fast. So by the time I'm like, they're already gone. The trucks are in the morning and in the evening during rush hour. So even though I have a plant behind me, they have operation hours. They're closed on Sundays. Remember, Merida or Mexico is a 6-day work week. And they open at 8 in the morning and close at about 5 in the evening. And they come in early. They close at 5. They don't arrive back at the plant at 5. You feel me? So they come in about 3:30. I hear the trucks. Wednesday was a heavy day, but yesterday was very light. During the day, it is quiet. As you all can hear, it's quiet. I hear, activity in the background. Now, another thing about this house that I'm living in, high walls. I have extremely high white walls, and that does two things. It blocks out the noise or muffles the noise, and also it helps with the sunlight. It keeps the house nice and cool. So I don't have to run AC like I did before, where the other house I was staying in, the house was very exposed to the elements. So low maintenance on the yard, which is what I wanted. And I want to talk to you guys and let you know to hold out for what you want, because you can find it here. I wanted low to no yard maintenance, right? I'm looking over here because my yard is over here. The backyard, I have a small lot, but in the front, I have no grass, no nothing. A couple of planters out there, which I can trim myself and water as needed. A cactus and a couple of other plants that are indigenous to Mexico. So one little small lot. This house also came with an electric lawnmower. It also came furnished, including pots and pans, a few, but many dishes. I did have to get silverware. A bus something just passed. I don't even know if you could hear it. It was salt, and the streets are in better shape over here. So on the other side of town, the streets were rickety rackety. They were just kind of makeshift and fill holes. Where here it's nicely paved. Also, I'm in an area. They building a whole train system out here. This is the first train system in Merida. To my understanding, it's supposed to take you to points like Cancun, Belize, and round all the way back to Merida. So this is going to change the whole infrastructure of Merida and how it operates, I believe, just from my experience in LA and in Maryland, because they're expanding, and they have been for many years. I think it's the silver and purple line there. So here we got a brand new train. I think it'll have a couple of effects. It will cut down on traffic, because we do have rush hour traffic, and it gets thick in some parts of town. It gets like thick, right? We only have one highway, the peripheral, so unlike the West Coast where you have the stacked highways, we don't have that. And then the East Coast, Midwest, where you just have many highways, we don't have that. We have connectors. And then the highway's funny. You can catch the bus on the highway. They are starting to build bus stops. Before, you could just go out there and stand, and the bus will just pick you up and take you on the highway. Okay, so anyway, so this whole train system is happening. I'm closest to it, so this is going to be prime real estate. I'm glad I got in when I did, because prices would definitely go up, and I've learned from expats that have been here for many years, 5+, that prices have gone up over the years. It's to be expected, but it's nothing when I tell you what I tell you. You're still 70% saving on your rent and utilities versus the U.S. So even still, in the U.S. a dollar is a dollar. Here it's a dollar is $20, depending on the conversion rate. So make sure you check your conversion rate. That also has to do with your rent when you pay utilities. A conversion rate of 1 to 20 would make this house $625. However, it's been $650, $695 because of the conversion rate, and it fluctuates. It's up and down. It's up and down. So check it daily. Put the app on your phone. I have it on my phone. Also, when you use money to transfer, like TransferWise, which is now Wise, or Dollar app, it will give you the rate on the app so that you transfer the correct amount of money to make any payments or just to pay a bill or pay your rent. Also, withdrawing money from the ATM will also affect your conversion rate. We usually decline the conversion rate to get the full amount on this side and pay the conversion rate on the back side. Also, banks have their own, sometimes their rate may be different than the U.S. conversion rate. So just check these things because it makes a difference in your savings and your allotment for what you're paying a month, including utilities, eating out, groceries, ordering things on Rappi or Uber and things like that. So word to the wise. So anyway, I'm good with the traffic. It's totally quiet in the day. It ends early at night and it's muffled now. One of my bedrooms has a king size bed. I thought I was going to be in there, but I'm more comfortable in the queen size room. So the king size is just for my visitors, for my family. So I'm good with it. I'm comfy cozy. Plus that side is on the back side where the the plant is. So it's super quiet. So I'm good, y'all. I can get some sleep. I've been catching up on sleep. I missed y'all last week, but I needed a week to move and get everything in order, and I'm still doing stuff. We had to have the fumigation team come, fumigator, which is the Terminex like we have in the States, to come and do the house. I also have a washing machine in the back. Don't have a dryer, which is usual here because it's so hot. We just have clotheslines, and so it's easy breezy. I'm going to be using it this weekend to test it out, make sure everything runs right. Another thing I want you all to be aware of is water pressure here in Merida. Now, the last place where I was staying did have very good water pressure because it had a well. So it was pumping it right into that house. Here, the water pressure is not that great. I have a huge water tank, a big, huge water tank in the backyard, so the amount of water is not the issue. It's just the fluidity of it. It doesn't flow as well as the last place, and it can make showers challenging. Just so you know, another thing that you want to do is wherever you stay, unless it's a hotel who has great AC, great hot water and all of that, but in your homes, when you look for these things. And I mentioned in my last video, if you did not see it, 30-day notice in Merida, go back and look at it. I want to thank y'all for almost 2,000 views on that joint because it's great information on what to look for when you move into these homes. So when I came in, I checked the water pressure. However, it was off because they turned everything off here. I thought the AC wasn't working, but it was working. I had to toggle the switch on the wall, the circuit breaker switch, so they shut it down. So we had the plumber come out. He fixed everything. Everything went great. The water's running, however, like I said, it's not like completely, it's not a full running faucet. Take showers in the daytime because no matter where you are, that heat is going to warm up your water tank. So the water tanks are usually on top of the house. This one is in the yard in the back. However, that sunlight will heat them up, and you won't have to worry about hot water or getting hot water. Early in the morning and late at night will be your most challenging times to get hot water, depending on where you are. More of the modern apartment buildings and stuff, they're on the same water system, so you won't have this experience, or it'll be minor. That's why it's important that you weigh your options and know what you want when you're looking to move. You will have your starter house. I talked about that in my previous video, 30-day notice in Merida. Go back and look at it if you have not, where I get into that starter home thing and how 99% of the time it will happen because you're not only in a new city, you're in a new country, and you got to find your way around, and you got to experience these different sides of the city to know exactly where you want to live. A young lady told made a comment. She moved 4 times until she found her dream home. So keep that in mind, and keep in mind that you'll also have to make deposits each time you move. If you break a lease, you'll lose your deposit, and so that'll be more monies out. If you can manage to stay or get a 6-month lease, go for that. Airbnb, go for that. And also talk to your landlord and tell her, hey, I'm new here, or he or she, and tell them, hey, I'm new here. I can't guarantee I'll be here for a whole year. Can I get a 9-month lease or a 6-month lease? If they say no, but you still want the place, just know that you'll probably lose your deposit, or they may work out something for you where you can stay that extra month and soak up one of the deposits, and they just retain the one. And then also they may have damages and give you the remaining balance from the damage total. So to me, still an easier, better deal than the States. The fact that I can roll out and I don't have to deal with credit issues or being penalized heavily for the move. Because some places in the States also require you to give them 2 months rent even after if you break the lease after you move. So these are things, guys, just to keep in mind when you're here, and the differences between the States and here and how that goes. So it's still loud, y'all, but it's loud in Mexico. You learn to adapt, and like I said, the decibels are much less, and it's so much less to deal with over here. So I'm happy with it. Also, I talked about hiring a professional. So let me tell y'all about something that happened to me. Y'all know I got my notes. Let me tell you something about what happened to me. I hired a professional. I hired Cortez from Move Abroad and Thrive. I highly recommend him because he has the inside. You want an inside man. You need an inside job. I mentioned in the last video, if you haven't seen it, go back and look at it, where I hired a local agent and they just weren't speedy enough for me. I was used to receiving like MLS listings, and that did not work with him. I ended up looking myself, and Cortez was like, why are you paying him? Which made sense. So I went ahead and supported my local friend and businessman and hired him to help me, and it was immediate. We looked at maybe, I want to say roughly 8 to 10 places. One place I really liked, it was a 2-bedroom apartment, and it was tight. It was on the north side over by Ibis Galileas Mall, where I told you guys I stayed when I came to visit last year. And it's nice over there. You have the Hilton Gardens over there, plenty of restaurants. It's very busy. It's a high volume traffic area, very high volume. So I was like, okay, this place might work. It was fully furnished with TVs and everything, and it was comfortable, but it was so small, and it was the same amount of money as this place. So I did like all utilities were included, water and gas except for electricity. It had AC unit in the living room, which is a requirement, which I have now, which is up there. I'm in a dining room, but the whole living room, it cools the whole living room. I don't know, I got it on about 26 Celsius, which is about 75, I think. 75 or 6 Fahrenheit. Y'all have to check. And so I was like, okay, this is okay. And then they knocked off one of the deposits. A few things. First, the house, it was still under construction. So they were renting these spaces out while they were under construction, and they were rolled, one apartment here, one here, one here. Now, I haven't been in apartments for a while, living in Charlotte. Shout out to the Dirty Dirty. I've always been in a house. In the last apartment I was in, we were on the top floor with an elevator. So people walking upstairs or neighbors downstairs is something that I haven't experienced in over a decade. And that adjustment was something that was a possible deal breaker. Depending on how the apartments were situated, side by side would be more feasible, opposed to stacked. So I'm like, maybe we could do that. Side by side, but this one was tight. I'm looking out my window into another unit. They had a unit in the front. Everybody's got to pass my apartment. Our apartment, the one in the back, was good, but still looking out the window right into somebody else's apartment. So I was like, but it's doable. See, there's a difference between what you really want and what's doable, right? And in the States, we have been taught to just take what you can get. Yeah, just do doable. You don't have to do that here. You can exercise your options, right? So I was like, okay, this might do once they cut that deposit and cut half off the contract fee. The numbers were looking good. The furniture was very nice. Very modern, very modern. So I went to the bank, y'all. I got the money out. In the parking lot at the bank, my intuition, which is very strong, I'm borderline psychic, which I think we all are if we utilize our talents, our skills, and abilities. Something said, no, I'm going to need you to wait. I said, we got to wait? And I verbalized it. I told Cortez something is telling me not to do it or to stop, to wait. That's what I heard, wait. And my mom was in the car with me, and she's like, well, you know how you are. Pay attention to that voice, which I always do. And I'm going to tell y'all, we all have that voice inside of us. And when you don't listen to it, you will pay severely in some cases. So, honey, always listen to your intuition and obey. Follow it, follow it, follow it. I did. It ended up here. I said, no. Let's continue to look, and I ended up here, and I'm so glad that I did. So I'm sharing this story with you all to let you know, not only in looking for a house or moving to Merida, everything in life, listen to your intuition. Follow your gut. There's so many names: the Holy Spirit, the universe, your ancestors, my mom and them, whatever it is. Follow it, listen to it, and obey. And it'll be amazing where it can take you. Yes, I'm a witness. Okay, so location. When you start to look for these houses, also be open. The one thing that I did is I was open to the location. Chaberna is nice. The Colonial, not the beach. Chaberna de Hidalgo, de Jardines Chaberna. Very nice. When it comes to Mexico life, it is, I call it the hood. Like, you get the full flavor. However, it was not the place for me. It's too much going on. And it's tight. Over here it's open, wider streets, less traffic, I think a little less people. So another thing to look at is always be open to location. I did not want to go as far as Cacao, which is roughly 30 to 40 minutes from Chaberna, I think it's Monte Ames section of Merida. Coming in a little bit will get you to Cholula, but still Cholula, it's the edge of it that's rated Alta Brisa, and that's where the restaurant that Cortez and I go to, Vinyl Low in English, is Vinilo in Spanish. And that is that area, Alta Brisa. And Cholula is right on the end of that. It just expands very wide. And the further out you go, the more brush and rural it gets. So, Cacao I like. It's east. And it's nice. And Grand Santa Fe. Look at that if you want complete peace and quiet. No vendors, no traffic, no walkers, none of that. It's more Americano. In a modern sense, and then come back, it's outside the city limits, come back into the city limits if you're looking for that Mexican flavor, which I like. Okay, so we talked about the intuition and not settling. You don't have to settle, baby. You can definitely have what you want here. Now let's get a little bit into, we talked about the walls around the house. If you have a place with white walls, it's great. It reflects that heat. It'll help you with saving on your energy and your electric bills. Okay? And noise and heat. Noise and heat. Noise and heat. Okay, now, I'm not going to be long today, y'all, because I still got stuff to do. I'm still getting stuff in order. This place does not need much work, but it's just little girly things I want to do. Put some pictures up and make it more homey because it's so comfy and cozy. This is the first time I've been able to lay on the couch. Oh, y'all, you ain't ready. I say you ain't ready. I got SKYHD Cable. I came in here and I put the TV over there. And I was like, what is this? It was a little box with a little blue light on it. Blue lights are good. So I saw the wire in the back and I plugged the HDMI cable in, and child, I got cable. So on the screen, you should see SKYHD Cable. It's $12.50 a month. And it has Cinemax and HBO. And my homeboy, I got a local friend here who helps me with my yard and stuff. Y'all seen him on the video sector. He came over and his girl put all the stations in English. I have probably over 20 stations, I could say 18 for sure, that are in English. So if you're looking for cable television and you want to have English, Sky Cable is the place. I'm keeping the cable. I still have Infinitum as my Wi-Fi provider. So that's a separate bill. It runs maybe $15 to $20 a month. And it's great. In the other area, it wasn't so great. But I got a big, beautiful box. And it goes all over the house. Goes out the casita. Because I have a casita, y'all. And it's wonderful. So this house is a 2-bedroom. It's a 3-bedroom. 3 bath. 1, 2, 2.5 bath. And I have a casita, which is casita means little. So I have a casita casa in the back, separate. That's Mama's house. She's here, she visits or whatever. She visits me, come inside, we share the kitchen, right back out the door to her casita. So it is wonderful. I really love this house. I'm glad I held out. And I got cable. So Sky Cable, if you're here and you need it, local cable company, or if you come in and you're like, hey, I want some cable, because I don't have to pay $150,000, $500,000 for it. I can just pay $20 or $15, depending. I could get a full package out for like $25 a month. I'm considering it. However, I'm not a big TV person. However, this has transformed my way of thinking. So I have Discovery and TLC and Cinemax and HGTV, all your stations that you would have in the States. Ta-da! We got them. So I was able to lounge on the couch and look at some television, which I haven't done in a very long time. So I'm very thankful for the small things and for the comfort. Because where I was coming from, it was not comfortable. It was doable, but it wasn't comfortable. So now, I love this place. Okay, now, let's talk about y'all in these emails talking about y'all just going to come out here and free fly. Okay, baby, honey, sweetie, let me tell you. Tia and Nikki got your best interests at heart. And I want you all to make wise decisions, not emotional ones. I do understand where you are. I came from there. That's why I'm shining the light. I'm at the airport, the man with the sticks getting the planes in. I'm here for y'all on that. However, just like the airport, you got to get in the right lane and take off from the right path, as you gonna make a collision. And I don't want y'all to collide with life or anything that you could avoid. So, Tia and Nikki wants you to make a plan. Tia and Nikki wants you to take the course. Now, speaking of courses, I am coming out with many courses. $5.99, $9.99, self-worth, your value, how to make a plan, all of it. I'm on Patreon. I'm going to be giving you all that information. I'm coming out with some tools to help you all through this journey. And I'm telling you, it's not just about moving to Merida, it's about life and getting to the place that's for you, the place that you want to be. Some people that move to Portugal, some people that move to Thailand, some people are rolling from place to place until they find the place for them. They taking their family and they getting out. So I got y'all. But what I want you to do, and I mean this from the center of my heart, is make a plan. You cannot. If you run out of one situation, you'll run into another. You have to make wise decisions for your present and your future. I got a girlfriend out there, shout out. I hear you. I got your email and I want to speak on it because I think you represent yourself and a larger group of people that are kind of struggling with this issue because they know they want to leave. However, how am I going to get there? Where's the money to do it? So I want to tell y'all, there are, and I put a list, go and look at my community page. I put a list of maybe 30 places where you can look at and get a work from home job, international job, or a job that you can work from the States and be here. So take advantage of that, because the monies will help you move faster and you don't need as much. Liquidate the things that you don't need. Those things are holding you back and they're holding you down. It's too much weight. You got to get it up off you. The only weight that you need is a suitcase. Let it go. Let it go. Take the course. I got a course on letting it go and how to do it. My course is interactive, so you're not just sitting there reading. It requires you to invest. It requires you to act and to do things daily that will help you reach your goal. And I want to tell you, you don't have to sit in it. You can take a break and you can come in for a week. You can get an Airbnb. You can get a hotel $25, $30 a day, even if it's for 4 days. It's a break, and it'll give you a chance to experience Merida. It'll give you a chance to meet and maybe greet some people. I'm not always available, guys. I'm sorry. I've had a couple of y'all want to meet up with me, but it could be things going on. I do have clients, and I do my consultations. I told you I have 5 in 2 days, so sometimes I'm not available. However, when I am, I will. If I can, I will. And then also hook you up with other groups. So I want you all to find your own way, have your own friends, build your own life. I am here as a support mechanism, a net of safety, of love. I am. And I'm here to also help you along your way, to show you the path, to help you see where you want to go, to get your vision clear and crisp so you can begin to act. You cannot move when you're staticky. You cannot advance when you're confused. So you got to get. That's why I always got my paper and pen, man. Because you got to write it out, type it out, exactly what you want to see, exactly where you want to go, and measure it. Give yourself a time frame. Give yourself a time frame and measure it out, and know that you can do this. Now, when you're making these emotional decisions, it's going to lead you down a bad path. So I want you to invest in yourself. Give yourself time. Y'all don't know. This was a 6-month process for me. I started in January of 2022. This is 2023. Yes, 2022. So in January of 2022, I knew my lease was up in July of 2022. So I was like, I want to move. And I started where I was. I looked in Maryland, and I looked around in all different counties in Maryland, Frederick, Montgomery, Baltimore County, and I just was not finding what I wanted, and the price point was horrible. So I said, maybe I can start networking and asking people, whether they be people I know or other realtors in different places, if they had something, what that look like in cities I've never been. I looked even at Ohio, but it's too cold, and I knew I didn't want to be cold. So I looked at the map. Probably about 3 months in, I started going towards the West Coast, and I saw Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now, I like Albuquerque, New Mexico. I looked up the specs for it, the demographics. I highly suggest that you go to the City of Commerce for any city that you're looking to move to. It will give you all the information you need to know about schooling, about crime, everything. They have crime stats, everything. So I looked at that. I really liked it. I liked the prices. 2 bedrooms, maybe $700-800 a month, and I was like, this is great compared to $1,500 where I was. And I looked up history on the city. They have the world's biggest hot air balloon festival, things like that. The trolleys and the air trams that take you across. Beautiful. Albuquerque is beautiful. Albuquerque, New Mexico led me to Mexico, where I happened to see Merida, and then my journey started in that direction, seeing Wandering Soup, I believe is their name, Cafe Con Leche, and of course Cortez and Move Abroad and Thrive. So I saw that, and I was pulled to it because I've told you all this a gravitational force that once you lock into here in Merida, it will pull you towards it. It really will. So my process for actually getting here before even stepping foot on the land was 6 months. That's the minimum time I think you all need to actually make the move. To make a wise move, not an emotional move. So it wasn't overnight, guys. It did not happen overnight. I'm telling you. It was indeed a process that I allowed to happen, that I opened up, heart chakra, opened up and allowed to happen. So, y'all know my motto. It's on the screen. The journey, this journey, starts in your head and ends in your heart. You just have to allow it to happen. So, as you decide to visit places, whether it be Portugal, Thailand, wherever you're going, a lot of people are going to Tanzania. Go to Facebook and join the Tanzania group, Travel to Tanzania group. I am an admin for that group. Please make sure you agree to the terms or agree to the group rules in there before you, because I will decline you and ask you to go back and do that. Scroll down, and if you want to join that group, to accept the terms. I want to give a shout out to this young man. I'm just helping him out because somebody helped me out. They was like, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that. That's what my girlfriend said. You don't need to do that. No, I don't need to do it. I don't have to do it, but it's a lot of people that didn't need and have to do the things they've done for me. So if any point I can give back, especially to a young entrepreneur that's helping people travel and see different places to live, I will do that. And maybe one day I'll end up in Tanzania and I'll have contacts, and I would have been part of a community that's building there. If you all have not seen my video on groups, I'll put the link in the description. Go back and look at that video, because it opens it up to groups in Australia and Thailand and Tokyo. It's just all over. We are everywhere. And to build with a community that's already existing will help you a lot when you go to these places. You can meet and greet, and you'll feel more home. You'll be able to kind of fall into the customs of the particular place that you go or decide to go. So I also want to touch on this too. If you have medical issues and you are looking to move to a country that does not have universal health care, we do not have universal health care here in Merida. We have good health care. We have above par health care. We also have very affordable health care. However, you will still have to pay for your health care. So if you go to the hospital and you have a medical emergency here, they will hold you there until you pay. They will take your passport until you pay. So you have to pay before you leave. Unlike the states where they will bill you. See, in the states you can go to any hospital with no money and they will bill you. They will also put it on your credit and garnish your wages to get that money, depending on the facility or the company. So here, you don't have that. There is a expat hospital that does bill, but I'm not sure. I'm 100% sure that it exists and where it is. So I'm going to do some research and let you guys know in the upcoming video, what my findings were. And also go to Move Abroad and Thrive and look at the video on Mr. Robert being in the hospital. Cortez had a medical surgery here, and also his daughter. So I will try to include those links in the description so you can get an idea of what that looks like. So if you have medical issues, do not come here without any type of medical care or supervision, especially depending on the degree of it, because you will suffer monetarily. I won't say that you will with the care, because like I said, it's above par. However, look out for yourself. Think of yourself. Self-worth. Take care of yourself first. You first. I always say it's just like the airplane. Put on your mask first before you try to put your mask on anybody else. If you don't, you both will perish. So do that. And also, Tanya does universal health care or international health care. So if you're interested in that, email me, tianikkiinmerida@gmail.com. It's on the screen. And let me know that you're interested in some information on international or traveling health care. Okay? So that you can make sure that you're covered when you travel abroad. And that if there is a bill and you do need to pay it, you will at least be reimbursed for your money that you put out. So that's why it's important to have savings. That's why it's important to have a job where you're working, and maybe they'll cover you and give you international coverage, or abroad while you're traveling abroad, health coverage. Make sure you're covered, guys, and weigh your options. Cigna has a great plan. Email me, because the young lady Tanya Brooks, she also covers that, Cigna. And also United Healthcare has an international plan. So, and also if you're traveling or you're coming here for an extended amount of time and you're paying that coverage in the States, suspend it. If it's not going to cover you here, call your provider and ask questions on your coverage. Call your provider and ask questions about your coverage. Email me if you're seeking some type of health coverage, and I'll put you in contact with Tanya. She'll be able to explain to you your different options for health care for traveling abroad. Okay? So I think that's it for today. I don't have anything else right now, but I got so much more coming for you guys. We're going to explore this area. There is a main drag over here with shops, food shops, shopping. It's just crazy. So I'm going to go out and get some footage of that so you can see the area that I'm living in now. In the next 6 months, I am going to host a party at my home. So I want to make that for my subbies, because y'all are so sweet. Y'all are so sweet. So, just following my journey all the way from Cortez to my channel. And you've been here, you've been commenting. So I want to throw us a little get together where we can get to know each other, sit down and have some good food, some good conversation, network, because I know a lot of you are business owners. Please bring that here to Merida. There is a market for mostly anything that you're doing, and the market is not saturated here. You have a kind of a clean playing field to do what it is that you do. Start a YouTube channel. I've heard a lot of you all say you want to document your journey. Cortez says everybody should have one, because there are people that want to hear what you have to say, your journey, your experiences. So we need it. I know you guys need all the information you can get to help you along your way. I am here. If you want a consultation, please visit tianikki.com. Go to the consultation page and book your consultation today. Also, take the course. If you have not, I want to thank the ones that have. I also want to let you guys know that the consultation and the course will be going up in price. Not very much. I'm not going to blow it out the park. However, I do have some more overhead now that the course is being used, and I want to expand on it. And also, I will be teaching the course myself on YouTube and on Patreon for a very, very good price, because I know you guys are saving for your move. So I got all that coming at you. I got all kind of workbooks coming, so you guys can work through that. So even if you can't take the course, you can do the workbook to help you, just see your way, to have a plan. Some of you I've talked to, you want to get here, but you don't have a plan. So I want to help you with that part and get some documentation there so that you can hold yourself accountable, because y'all know I'm always going to hold you accountable until you make your mark and make your move. So I'm here for it. Email me with any questions. If it's a long questionnaire, you're going to need a consultation. But I've had, where can I get the lavaderia? Where can I get trash? Where's the electric company? I don't mind answering that. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to do just banter, because my time is busy, y'all. I got an assistant, so that's going to help me out with just social media and things like that. So I appreciate everything that you guys do in support of my channel, the consultations, taking the course, the spreading of the word to let people know that I am out here. My numbers are crazy, and I'm making more and more leaps and bounds every day. I'm very creative, so I'll be coming with y'all with all kind of good stuff that you can use. I thank you for investing in me, as I will reciprocate and invest in you as well, giving you all the information that you need to make your move to wherever you want to go. Because baby, what I say, it is a place for you. And this journey starts in your head and ends in your heart. So don't think with your heart, y'all. Think up top and make a strategy, make a plan, be patient with yourself through the process. And I'll be here to support you every step of the way. So that's all I got for today, guys. So until next time, peace.